Please?
In the last few weeks, there was a big talk in the country here about this with the big Rishonim, what they call the Bagatz or the Beit Mishpat Elyon, that the Pasuk says in Yeshaya, in the Haftarah that we learn on Yom Kippur morning. So the Pasuk says, Varishoim kayom nigrosh. The Rishoim are like the sea that keeps making waves and keeps going, forcing its way onto the land. Ki hashket lo yucho. Because the sea can't be still. The waves keep coming and it keeps trying to cover the land. And of course it says in other places Hashem stops the Yam from covering the land, from destroying the world. And that's what the Pasuk in Yeshaya compares the Rishoim to the Yam. They keep storming. And then in the end of the Pasuk it says, Vayigrishu meimov refesh vatit. And the waters of the sea spits out garbage and mud. And that's what's been happening the last few weeks. These Rishoim that are Kayom Nigrosh, that they call them, the Beit Mishpat Elyon, the High Court, they've been trying to make this state a Goyishka state. That's their tachlis. They call it the law. The law meaning the Goyishka law, the Goyishka way of looking at the world. And that's what they're trying to do. Anything that has a reach of Yiddishkeit, they outlaw it, and they say that it's not democratic. And the latest refesh votit, the latest garbage that this high court has produced, is this what they gave up psak, that you have to allow the stores or the big supermarkets and to be open on Shabbos. I don't know for sure the details. I don't read that much newspapers. I just look at rags, which means the papers that they put in the mailboxes for free. And I don't know if you can get the whole picture from there. But this much I do know, that there's been such a fight over here. And they paskined that you have to keep the big supermarkets open on Shabbos. And that's going to cause, if I understand it correctly, that's going to cause a big loss for the small stores, the grocery stores. Because then everybody will go there, and those that don't keep Shabbos will go on Shabbos to shop, because that's when they have a day off. And then they'll buy for a whole week, and then they won't go to the grocery stores. I think that's what it is. Now, the Frum Chavrei Knesset are fighting to make a law that you're not allowed to keep the stores, the supermarkets open on Shabbos. And I think that they just won in the Knesset that you can't keep the big supermarkets open on Shabbos. And now they're fighting it out, maybe certain yes, certain not. But the details I don't know, and I don't read about it, and I don't take interest in it. I am interested in a little bit in what's going on in the world. I want to know if there's going to be a war up north, and what's with the deal they made with Iran. But these things, it's hard for me to get into. So,
Rabbi Caplan,
what?
I say a word from Rav Moshe Sternbach Shlita
Yeah,
in his Parsha sheet a few weeks ago.
yeah.
He wrote, Chatanu mikol ha'amim. Every goy, every nation, I think, has a day you can't work. They have a day off, where all the stores have to be closed. Only Israel has a no. We can't have it.
Uh-huh. So that's what they, well, of course, yeah, right. But, so that's what they want to do. Now, it's now, the Chavrei Knesset, the Frum are fighting against it. Over here, we're talking more in theory. I was thinking, on one hand, why do we have to, do our Chavrei Knesset have to fight for such a thing? Is it worth all the energy they're putting into this fight? I don't understand. These supermarkets are gonna, these people, these individuals who run the supermarket and who go shopping there, all these people are Machal Shabbos in their homes. So what's the problem? What are you worried? What are you going to accomplish with fighting against it? You're going to accomplish that it's not going to be in public. Who are you doing this for? You're not doing it for the Frum neighborhoods. The Frum neighborhoods, there's nothing doing on Shabbos. You can feel the Shabbos in the Frum neighborhoods. Now, you're worried about their neighborhoods. When their neighborhoods, they're going to be driving on Shabbos. They're going to be Machal Shabbos in their houses. So what are you trying to do over here? What are you trying to accomplish over here? I don't understand. The superficial people that hear me, and there's a lot of them out there, they'll say right away, what, you Haredi, only think about yourself. You talk about your neighborhood, and you talk about how Shabbos is kept in your neighborhood, and what about the other Jewish people? You're not worried about them. Now, everybody, whoever thinks a little bit won't argue this argument. But for those that don't think, or for those that they think, so I'm going to explain. What I'm saying is like this. Our job is to bring every Jew close to Yiddishkeit. We have to worry about other Jews not keeping the Torah, and we have to do what we can to bring them close. And the Gedolei Yisrael, they founded an organization that's called Lev La'achim that does very big things. And another organization that's called Arachim, that they also do big things. And they've been Mekar of many people to Yiddishkeit. But over here, we're talking about the laws of the state. Should there be these kind of laws? Should there be a law that allows everybody to have their store open on Shabbos? Or should there be a law that you're not allowed to have your store open on Shabbos? That's what I'm asking. We have to care about what this Goyish state, what their laws are. We have to fight for them, that in their laws, in their law books, it should say you have to keep Shabbos. Why not? What do we have to spend energy on such a thing? What do we have to worry about? What kind of state this is going to be? This fight for keeping the stores closed on Shabbos, that's a fight for what is going to say, what kind of a state this is. Is this a Jewish state or is this a Goyish state? That's what this fight is about. Now, everybody understands that this is a goyish state. What? Is there anybody who thinks this state is Jewish? What's Jewish about this state? That the ones that run it, their mothers were Jewish? But how is it run? What does it look like? In a state that they allow homosexual marriages, that's a Jewish state. In a state that the leaders don't ever mention the Shem Hashem. Is that a Jewish state? So what do we have to talk about that the Jewish state should keep Shabbos? In the laws of the Knesset it should say you have to keep Shabbos? What do you mean? In a Goyish state you have to keep Shabbos? You have to have a law to keep Shabbos? I was watching the inauguration of President Trump, and I'm listening to what he said. Well, he says when they swear him in. So he says that he swears to, well, I don't remember what the words are, but he ends it by saying, "So help me God." That's what he says. That's what they say. That's the nusach of the American president in the all the years of the American government. That he says, "So help me God." He mentions the name of God. He says, "God should help me to succeed in what I'm doing." Without going into who they are, what they are, but they realize you have to connect to some higher power. You can't be atheist. But in this state, everything I'm saying here, everybody knows it. It's Pasha Ta'al Beit. I'm not saying anything new over here. Besides some idiot that I met on the bus a few years ago, and I see him by the bus stop, sometimes he starts arguing with me. This is a Jewish state. Why shouldn't Jews from America come live here? They should live under a Jewish government. What makes this government Jewish? Why should you live under a Jewish government? To live under a Geisha government that they don't persecute us, what's wrong with that? And if so, it comes out that all this energy that's been putting in, and I saw a picture in one of the rags today, in Shavua Yerushalayim, that they said, that they showed a picture of the Frum, the Haredi Chavri Knesset davening Shachris in the morning after the whole Knesset debate went on all night about should the supermarkets be open on Shabbos or not. And they were up all night debating. I don't even know if you can use the word debate, because debate means that each one hears what the other one says. He says why he's wrong, and he offers an alternative opinion. Then the other one comes back and he argues with your opinion. They hear one another, but over here, it just each one says his speech and curses the other one. But nobody really hears what the other one said. Nobody thinks, oh, maybe he's right. I don't believe that anybody over there stopped for 1 second to think, oh, he's making sense. Let me think about that. Let me go home and sleep on it. Maybe he has a point. I don't believe that ever happened. There's parties. If you belong to that party, you're obligated to think like the party thinks, the party line. So what does it mean? It's not a debate, really. But each one makes his speech, and some of them make good speeches. And then they vote. So they voted to have this law. What do we need it for? And I saw in the rag that it said there that I think the Salam, he's the head of the Likud, maybe? The head of the coalition, I don't know what it is.
Yosef Rosh.
Yosef Rosh coalition.
His mother lives on top of me here.
So he said that, okay, you made a law, but everything is going to stay the same. Don't get excited.
Okay, Rabbi Kaplan, we're taking a little break now. Thank you.